Chris the Nightmare Ariola, and you're watching Mission Boxing Today on YouTube.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? So I just got a chance to check out some Andy Ruiz footage here on, what is this called? ITR Boxing. You can find it on YouTube, but I believe it's In the Ring Boxing. Yeah, In the Ring Boxing, but you can type in ITR Boxing, and I'm sure it'll pop up in the search box. He looks good, man. Ruiz looks good for his fight in a few days here with Franklin Yah Yah Lawrence. It will not be an easy fight. I did a fight prediction video on that fight already, so check that out on my page. He looks ready to go. Let me turn this footage down because I was watching the footage again. But I seen an interview from Andy Ruiz. He's ready to go. You know, he didn't say anything really about Hughie Fury. They were trying to ask him questions about it, but, you know, he didn't even bring up his name. He knows what's in front of him, the Lawrence fight. Watching him shadow box, you know, he says that he knows that, you know, fans are talking about his weight, and he knows the criticisms. You know, he isn't blind by it. He isn't living under a rock. But when I watch him, man, I mean, now I see why years ago, about 4 years ago, man, the first time I heard of him was George Foreman was talking about him on an interview. I believe it was an ES News video. Shouts out to Ellie Setback. But it was like an ES News video where I heard George Foreman talking about him probably about 5 years ago. You know what I mean? And when you look at it, you know, now when you look at his body, you just don't think much of him. But when you see him train and you see him put punches together and using his jab and his footwork and his balance, I mean, the dude has everything you need, man. He looks like a top contender when you watch him train. And I was watching him do a round of shadow boxing. Then the last 30 seconds, his trainer was in front of him, moving around, and, you know, Ruiz had to keep him in front of him. He was, you know, it was shadow boxing. He was throwing combinations, cutting the ring off, moving his head side to side, dipping, rolling, using the shoulder. I mean, all the goods, man, all the goods. He had I really couldn't see his upper body because he had a hooded track jacket on, like a track suit jacket on. But he looked slim for what I'm seeing, but, you know, he had a black jacket on, so I really couldn't tell, but he looked slim. And you can tell he's, you know, keeping the weight down. He just had a fight a few months ago against Josh Gormley. Beat Gormley up pretty bad, man. Stopped him in 3 rounds. He got rid of Gormley. Gormley took 16 years off. Then he came back and took 3 little fights against guys. I believe it was 2 or 3 fights he took against guys that had losing records, only a few wins and like 20 losses or something. And Ruiz blew him out, showed Gormley that he shouldn't be in a ring with him. And I remember after the Gormley fight, Jarrell Big Baby Miller jumped in the ring and was challenging Ruiz to a fight, you know. But and as much as I like Miller and a lot of these prospects, I like Ruiz too, and it won't be easy, you know. Regardless of what Miller or anyone says, it's not going to be easy getting Ruiz out of there, man. The dude has all the skills. You can tell why he was you know, a really good amateur fighter. Beat Joe Hanks. I still think that's his best win on his resume, is the win over Joe Hanks. A lot of people were favoring Hanks in that fight, you know, mainly because Hanks looked the part, you know what I mean? And he was an undefeated prospect as well at the time, and Ruiz got him out of there. Ruiz is the goods, man. He is the goods. You know, sometimes, you know, he doesn't, you know, sometimes he'll look lackluster in the ring, but, you know, that goes without saying for every heavyweight. Every heavyweight doesn't have a great showing all the time. You know what I mean? And he's, 28 fights deep into his career. So he's not looking past Fury. You know he has Lawrence in front of him. And like I've been saying, Lawrence is not going to be easy to get out of there. I know you guys probably look at the age, but I'm telling you though, man, it doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't mean anything. It's going to be a dog fight, man. I think this fight is going to be fought in the trenches between Lawrence and Ruiz. I expect Ruiz to win the fight. He just, you know, seems sharper. He has the youth. He has the hand speed. He has the pedigree. He has the foundation, the footwork, the balance. And when I mean footwork, I mean cutting off the ring. I'm not saying Larry Holmes, Ali, fighting off the back foot, but coming forward, being able to cut the ring off, going to the body, finishing upstairs. You know, but Lawrence has a good uppercut on the inside and a good left hook on the inside. I think Ruiz has a pretty good left hook too. So it's going to be a battle when they get in there in a few days here. Lawrence, I believe, is coming into this fight with 9 straight stoppage wins, man. You know, you look at his 2 losses, he lost to Oliver McCall. Oliver McCall is a dog to try to get out of there and stop. I don't think McCall's even ever been stopped in his career through all the fights he had and the, you know, coming up, being Mike Tyson's sparring partner back in the 80s and fighting in the 90s and winning a title. And he's been in there with, a lot of guys. So it was an old Oliver McCall 2009, but hell, Lawrence is up there in age too, so, and then he had a one stoppage loss to Berman Stavern a long time ago. I believe it was like 10 years ago, and he hurt his arm. It wasn't a clean knockout for Stavern. Yeah, McCall had the one stoppage. That was the fight he had with Lennox Lewis, the rematch, when he broke down mentally and he was crying in the ring. You know what I mean? So, and that was a close fight on the scorecards. So this is not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, man. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm a favorite Ruiz. I like the fact that he didn't even bring up Huey Fury's name. He didn't even say his name. You know what I mean? He's focusing on Saturday, and I expect him to. And I'm glad that mentally he's in the right place. Just looking at the interview, and I'll leave these interviews in the description box, man, for you guys to check out, and you can see for yourself. So what do you guys think about this fight? What do you think about Ruiz? And when if you guys have a chance to go watch him, watch those 2 videos that I'm gonna leave in the description box, come back over to this video, man. Tell me what you think about Ruiz. How does he look in training to you? And what do you think his chance is gonna be in this fight? And if he wins this fight, what do you think he's gonna do against Huey Fury? Let me know what you think, man. I'm out.